All right, good morning, guys. Welcome. Hope everyone's had a good New York session. Another nice day for standard deviations, being well respected again. I want to start off on the high time frame, but I just had one of the members just messaged me just asking about retracements from like when we hit a standard deviation of SD 2.5 and how far should price retrace during one of those retracements. So I just wanted to just give you an example from the previous day over here. Well, we had our London low of the day. And where we can use SBS as well in these reaccumulation zones, as well as looking at a standard deviation for the retracement. And normally you're looking for about a 1 to 1.5 from a 5-minute break. So for example, here we've hit that SD 2.5 coming into New York AM. We had our Q3 manipulation on Wednesday. And then we had a break here, so from this low. And we can see that we've got price comes back into that 1 to 1.5. And then we get that continuation up. From there, you normally don't want to see price come down much lower than that at all, especially not under here, then it's definitely invalidated. And the way we can use the SBS fractal with that reaccumulation is once we get that breakout, we've got our first swing to 3, so 3 breaks 1, and then we've got our 4 and our 5, 5 being the lower low. It can be a higher low as well. And that's within that 1 to 1.5 standard deviation there into continuation. And you always want to be looking for those PD arrays higher, which for this previous day, we had that PDH up here as well. It was over here. And then we had, so the 1410 macro here as well. So if people weren't in a position yet, we could look for entries off this macro with a stop below the news low. So yeah, when measuring those retracements, we just want to look around 1 to 1.5, and we can use that SBS fractal, looking for this low to get swept, and we don't want price back any lower than that, otherwise it's going to be invalidated. Definitely been a nice week for these standard deviations and the 5-minute manipulation zones. They do work really well in these consolidation conditions and allows you to go both ways rather than just a bullish trend. Interesting to see how this plays out at the moment. We're in this 7 p.m. macro here at the moment. That 1910 low. Keen to see if this actually comes up and takes the highs here. We can monitor that as we go, and we'll do our chart setup after we do our higher time frame review. You guys got any questions for today or things you'd like me to go over? We got 11 people so far. Can you all hear me okay? Let's get some chats going here. Based in Oz. Yes, I'm based in Oz, which is frustrating, right? Because then I can't get these big swings here. Mapped out this move yesterday in the stream. I get so excited about it, and then it's too late for me to be able to catch this. This is after midnight here. All right, let's I just changed my chart to NQ1, and we'll do our HTF, our high time frame analysis as well. Let me just clear this. And I'll just get rid of the 90-minute lines there. In South Australia. One of those, yeah. So we're looking. So previously last week we were looking at the wick here from on the 6 monthly. We've got our bullish OB down here as well. And we're looking at the CE, so 50% of the wick here. That's plausible draw last week. We can see we've tapped into that. Oh, up in Queensland, yeah. Hope you guys are okay from the cyclone. Some wild weather been going on. It's been super dry here in South Australia. And we just started getting some rain the last couple of days. So yeah, 6 monthly, we've got our bullish OB, these two down close candles. This wick that we've been watching, and we hit 50% of that. Yeah, Swag, we can talk about the positions and multiple accounts. Yeah, for sure. So 3 monthly, similar with this week here, which we're tapping at the moment. And going to the monthly. And we've got this this order block here, this down close candle, which then caused that was responsible for this break here. So we can grab that to label that plus OB. Oops, monthly. So we've got some nice high time frame point of interest here. Had those equal lows that we were also looking at over here. Later. See these levels being respected nicely so far on the weekly. And we'll drop down to the daily. And that was where we had those, we had the standard deviation from the high swing. And we'd hit that SD 4.5 here as well. So we've got lots of levels for plausible support here. And we've hit our standard deviation on the daily. You can see price failed here at 50% of this manipulation swing on the daily, and it's just nuked down. We've got it, so inducement highs here. Swept them, and then we've come straight back down. We see the had the 1.5 redistribution, 2.5 redistribution. And coming out of expansion, we're going into consolidation at the moment. Which makes it a little bit tougher to manage price action, which is why we just like to use those, using our sessions and manipulations of each session and using the standard deviations for some nice trades within this. We do have, if we zoom in a little bit at the daily here, we've got this down close candle here. This is our current bullish OB. We have had a body close just above here, but just taking it day by day through these. So if we do break up next week on the daily, we can look at if this holds here and 50% of this candle, if we end up flipping this down close candle here, you can look at that for possible support. Should be interesting to see how we go with this range. You know, alternatively, we can just wait for one side of this to get swept for a bit more directional bias. So yeah, accumulation, manipulation, expansion. We go back into accumulation or consolidation, and then we're either going to get manipulation, you know, up here for another expansion leg, or we're going to get manipulation down here for expansion leg higher. So we just want to play it safe while we're down in here. Cool. Guys, got any questions on the daily? Jump into our 1 hour chart. I need like some background tunes going, or like a nice motivational speech in the background, keep everyone pumped and excited during my monotone voice. So we'll pop our 1 hour chart on and we'll do this up as we normally do with our weekly homework. I'll just pop this on so we can get our daily opened. So we're going to use our vertical lines. Pop these on at TDA, true day open. Alrighty. And then we're going to do our horizontal lines across at TDO as well. Do you guys have any memes that you can drop in the chat for how you think today is going to play out? On point there, swag. Very nice. I'll just keep we'll come back to here as well since we're sort of in this whole consolidation range, and we'll expand this out a little bit. And add last week's. Yeah, looking like an inside week. Yeah, for sure. Which means that we're sort of ruling out any clean TGIF setup at the moment, and just playing it safe. Definitely not looking single-sided. So here at the end of last week, we've broken true day high. We start coming up into Monday. Monday's made our current high of the week. And draw that on as well. You guys are welcome to do this on your own charts at the same time. It's a very good exercise to be doing the H1 chart for our directional bias for the week. Currently have a Tuesday low of the week, and we're sitting in the middle of it. This is a nice soup here, coming up into 10 o'clock. TDO, soups, took Asia high, nuked back down. One of the things we talked about in the stream yesterday, so we grab our current weekly 1 hour swing, which is here. So this is our 1 hour swing that created the high of the week. And we can do the same with the low for Tuesday. So these are our manipulation zones for the week so far. Come very close here for the low. London there. And in this manipulation, we had this bullish fair value gap, which was flipped, this IBISI. Here, still a PD array to be watching. And I was talking with one of the members yesterday in the stream, and that was asked, at what stage do we flip bearish for the week? And we talked about the bullish PD arrays, as they're being respected, we can stay bullish, and if we flip this one here and continue up and break this high, then we can keep that bullish stance as well. But we've failed to come back up, close back below this IBISI here. And we've had a couple of breaks below this manipulation zone. But yeah, just looking like another inside week. So not really expecting too much here until one side of this is broken. You know, now we have some, on the 1 hour chart, we've got some liquidity here. We've got some building up here. Little BPR in here as well. I'm just getting arrays on both sides. BPR up here. It's just getting tight. On your phone, there is audio. You guys hearing me okay? Very good. What we spoke about yesterday as well was this low here that was holding here too. So we had SMT and ES sweat the low here and come back up. So we have this zone here too. We can draw on if we're including that previous week. We can see that's being held as support still here too. Well respected. Was our break. We can look at an SBS here too. Maybe we've got the break of this high. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we sweep to, then we would have 6 above 3 here. And market structure wise, high, low, higher, high, higher, low, and waiting to see how this resolves. A plausible higher high if we don't just consolidate tightly in here, which could happen until news as well. All right. Any questions on the 1 hour chart here? We'll jump into the review. Looks like we did get that low coming in our current price action. So we've had our 7 p.m. macro down here, creating the current low of that H1 candle, and we're pushing back up. Flip this. Still no 5-minute deviation to work from. Got equal highs up here. New York PM high here. PM low. Alrighty. Let's turn off this indicator and work our way through. So we've had, from our previous day levels, from that London low of the day, price had expanded into our New York PM session here. We've taken that SD 4.5, come back down. We'd set up our daily chart yesterday, so we've done our PDL, PDH. We do our OTE of the range, so from PDH to PDL, gives us this zone, these areas here. We did our fixed range volume profile. So from PDL to PDH, we can see our point of control. Where did that end up? Sorry, let me get rid of this one. Point of control was here. This is our POC here, our volume. So most of the volume coming in here. So that becomes an array we want to be watching for and possible draw for price to come back. So we're drawing this up at the start of the day, so back here. I'm sorry, 1800. I'll just pop on our quarters as well. Here we go. And then we're drawing our PD arrays within the OTE area. So we've had the this swing down here, which caused the breakout here became our point of interest. We were looking for price to come back into here around OTE and continue up. So either sweep the Asia high here, we've got all these equal highs, or PDH. That was the plan for the day. Wanted Asia to fall over, come back into London and get a turnaround here. Which happened nicely. This took a bit longer than expected. Thought during Asia it might have come down in this H4, so from 2200 to 2 a.m. I was looking for a breakdown here, but still needs to go higher. We'll come up into that 50% mark of this manipulation swing from the PM session. So same thing from the start of the day. We draw in that zone, we have it across. That becomes our point of interest for shorts. And then we have the previous day low manipulation swing here. And the next one, so this has already been mitigated from this swing, from New York AM quarter 3. So this was from 9:30 to 9:40 this swing. We've highlighted, drawn that across. That's also mitigated from this swing in the New York PM quarter 2. So we've got both of these on our chart. They're both around our OTE area. And that's exactly what price did. It come back and mitigated those. And we get our turnaround and push up. So coming into Asia, we're looking for shorts. Prices expanded back up into this manipulation zone. And then just consolidating here for quarter 4 into quarter 1 for London. We're waiting for this low to get broken. Zoom in a bit here. So price come up, comes down, and this is our high, our manipulation swing. We grab our standard deviations from this zone, and we draw our rectangular box on this zone as well. We wait for our break here, change in state of delivery. We've got displacement, so displacement here, displacement in here, our SIBIs, our bearish FVGs. Oops. And then we can, we do our OTE swing. So from this high here, and we come down to 3 here. So London, this is a little bit stressful to sit through. You're not stressful, just annoying to sit through here. So it chopped around a little bit. You know, if we have our replay tool on and we're back to here, you're like, is it going to break? The idea though is trusting these zones. So we've got our change here. We've got the break below. We've done our OTE. We've got 50% of the zone here is holding. We've got our IBISI here. Let me just grab our brush tool. So we've got our IBISI. So we're looking for petty arrays within this zone. And this is the part that caused the breakdown here. So our invalidation is candle closes above here, which would be above 50%. So this is our 50% mark here of the manipulation zone. And a flip of this IBISI would be invalidation. So we can see prices come back. We've got our SBS, so 1 breaks the low. 2 comes up, 3 breaks 1, and then we're looking for that break of 2 within a macro time. So we have 4, and then 5 is either the higher high or lower high for our entry point, and that is right on 310. That is our H1 macro of the 3 o'clock open. Oops. And we've got our OTE here as well. So OTE was from this high to the 3. So we're looking for shorts in London. So it can be off OTE or even TMSO. Man, that's huge. Why did I do that? Stop above the zone high. And then we're targeting SD 1.5. 2.5. 3.5 and then 4 to 4.5. And preferably within the 4 hours here, wanting to be out around 6 o'clock. Yeah, Stuffy, that sums it up, right? London in there. Tricky too. So this was the 410 macro in here. So 4 o'clock's open low, which makes it tricky. And that's where just having to trust those zones with stop above, invalidation with the candle closes above here was the way to play that. And the algorithm just keeping all these equal highs here just to make it difficult for that short bias. There, ideally, the cleanest setup would have been 2 o'clock to open for the 4-hour candle, sweep these highs, and then break structure and come down. That was what I wanted to see for London. With all these equal highs being held there, though, that then becomes our point of interest for the following session and for New York. First, so to answer Swag's question, how would we enter this on different accounts? So we're on MNQ. Can I just do paper trading? Connect. Create limit order. I would use, so for each account, I've got our daily loss limit of 200. So we'd be looking at 5. Yeah, so we could look at 5 contracts for each account at that level. And then just works out like depending which account you want to use. So the account that you definitely want to take profit first to build up, we want at that 1.5 level, and then we rotate the accounts as you're building them. So yeah, that's how I calculate it. If I'm really confident, yeah, I'll have it set for that 200 loss. If not, like in this case, when we've got these equal highs, I'd halve it. So I'd go half size. And that would then allow me to, if I was incorrect, to then have another chance with that account, because I don't want to go, it's $200 loss limit for each account is what I'm using for the day. And I would like to have a second go if I was wrong. Yeah, you want to have your accounts ready to go, correct. and that's where you have this break. You start getting your accounts ready to enter. You can draw on our short tools here and then roll through each account, looking to enter at those macro times. So you have time to get your accounts ready and prepared. Even if you only got maybe 1 or 2 accounts entered here, you can then wait for another macro time. So whether it was that 4 o'clock coming up to 4:10, enter another account down here and just adjust your sizing still to suit if you didn't get them all in on time. But yeah, very nice. Straight into expansion here. After sitting through this. So I managed to short this here at that 3 o'clock macro, but I made a mistake by moving my stop loss into profit after this 6, after this third swing was taken. Moved stop loss into profit, and I actually got taken out here. Whereas if I'd stuck to the rule of waiting for SD 1.5, first account takes profit, and then stop loss goes into break even or into profit, it would have been fine with that move. All right, any questions on London there, guys? Just going to grab a drink of my coffee. You panic sold 8:30. Was it? 2030 up here. You sold here. That's nice as well. So that's our 5:10 macro. We come in. So 5 o'clock's opened high, low close. Very nice entry with minimal drawdown if that was your entry swag. All right, continuing on. So we've come down, SD 4.5, and we had that POC that we're looking at, our point of control from that PDL to PDH. So price hit that nicely into our new H4. So this is 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock H4. Open low straight away. And so we've come down into our OTE. We're into the previous day's New York AM manipulation zone. OTE, we soup ICT's 0.79 soup level here. And then it creates a bullish SBS. So we have a break here. Use the arrow tool. We break this high, come up for 1, 2, 3 breaks 1, 4 sweeps 2, and then we get the lower low there into expansion. I think Friedent traded this as well. You can see this in his channel. So you're waiting for that sweep of 2. This is right on 930 as well. And then price just expands up from there. There's no SMT at this low. And price expands up to Asia high and the equal highs we were talking about previously. Creating that 4 hour to open low and then high close here. And then the next 4 hour, so we've swept liquidity, taken out the highs. We have our break of structure here, our change in state of delivery. Grab another light bulb. We have displacement, displace down. We have our zone, so the manipulation swing here, these two up candles and this one here at the top, that becomes our manipulation swing. We draw our box on that, wait for the break here. So candle closes below. Also got our SIBI here, so it's displaced lower. We bounce back up into that 12 o'clock macro. So 10 minutes before to 10 minutes after. We're looking for retracement back into the zone. We've drawn our OTE from the high to the low, that breakout low. And we can see price comes back up, hits that 0.62 zone. That's the entry point. Stop loss above the zone high. And same thing, targeting SD 1.5, 2.5, oops. $3.5 and 4 to 4.5. Once we hit that SD 1.5, stop loss goes to break even. First account takes profit. And then SD 2.5 for the second account. Otherwise, if we're just trading within the 4 hours, we close all our accounts at the 4 hour close here. This would have been, I have 150 points for TP1, and then the close out here is around 186 points. We can see that nice redistribution after the SD 1.5. Get rid of these. Once again, so we break the low, we get our, becomes a 1. The retracement is 2. 3 breaks 1. And we're looking for the break of 2. Preferably within a macro time. And we had it break at 13:05, so 1 p.m., 1:05 to 1:10. That's our macro window for shorts if we weren't in a position from up here. And also helps us stay in a position if we were in the short from up here to then target the 2.5 or at least till the end of the H4. Yeah, these macro times are so handy for entries and just for staying out of the mess. you know, here we're at 1230. We're like, we're not interested. Want to wait to see that third level, the sweep of one, the retracement, and we get our raid here, our sweep. So very clean. And if you're just trading the SBS fractal, TP is here on the break of 3. That becomes 6. So very nice. So this, you know, using our sessions, our manipulation zones from each session, our standard deviations, this works really well in consolidation. So while we see other people out there saying, oh, it's choppy, or we've got, you know, this red folder news, we can still trade it to each of our zones. We can trust the manipulation zones. We have our standard deviation levels to work with. We can see where price is going and expanding to. Very well, it works very well for consolidation. So we come into the PM. Got quarter 2 here. So this is our new H4. Opened high, down to low. Open, low. Haven't broken until up here. And then we know Q4 is just going to be consolidation, so we're not really interested here, but we can draw this swing. So we have broken structure here. Hard to see displacement, like there's a little one here. We do have a inverted SIBI here, inverted bearish fair value gap. And we can draw that zone across. Now that we're into our new day as well. Can be a good one to watch. So we'll call this NYPM Q2 manipulation zone. And look at that, we've come down into the 7 p.m. macro, tested 50% of that. Broken above, and we've just hit those highs that we marked out at the start of the stream. Very nice. So there's no entry in here in this area for this 5-minute model. So we're waiting this whole time for a candle close above this high that made the low to make our zone. All right, so we get our chart ready for today. Was there any more questions on the setups here? So we had the short setups here, long setups down here. They were a little bit tricky. And then clean short setups from here down to that SD 2.5 or to the end of that 4-hour candle. Oh, hey, Rock, nice to have you in here. Thanks for joining in. Glad you're finding this awesome. That's good to hear. All right, if there's no questions, I'm just going to clear my chart and then we'll get ready for today. So I'm going to go to our daily again. And we're putting on our, so yeah, inside day here, putting on our PDH, PDL. So look at this, so inside day, yet we found 3 setups for the day that gave high RR, lots of points. Nothing wrong with inside days when we're using sessions, manipulations, and standard deviations. All right, so we have our PDH, PDL, previous day low. Go back to the 5-minute chart. And we'll clean these up. Did anyone get the long down here up to Asia high at all during New York? Going to pop on our OTE. So optimal trade entry it stands for. For the high, and we'll do one, just copy it again. Since we are consolidating. You snagged the long, nice work, man. And we'll just reverse this as well. Turn off the 0.5 there. Okay, and then we do our fixed range volume profile from PDL to PDH. We have our point of control here. Wait, yeah, we did that right. PDL and PDH. Go to our POC. Let's change the color. Fixed range volume profile. We have our Q3. There's a Q3 manipulation swing here that was responsible for this break. I'm going to drag that across. NYAM Q3 manipulation. And we want to get that high one from Q4 was here. And we've got this Q2 swing here as well we can put in from the PM session. Q2. Bring these candles back to the front. It's just swept. What time are we on now? 8:30. And we're in Q2 of Asia at the moment. So here's our daily setup. To be honest, I'm looking for price to continue up. At the moment, we do have news today though, so it can, we are tight, so it can consolidate. We've got our zones here. Need to wait and see what happens for Q3 for Asia as well. You can see if that can give us another zone to work with. The other thing with the daily setup, we need to put in pop this on the PM levels. So for each setup of your chart, we're using the previous sessions, high and lows, as potential targets and liquidity points for the current session. So New York PM high, which has just been hit. So if anyone longed that 50% mark here or that 7 PM macro, a good target here is that New York PM high. New York PM low. It's previous day. All right, and we're set up. So then once we hit our hit midnight, we put our midnight level in. And once we hit Q2 of London as well, we put our TMSO level in there too. We can put that on for Asia now. Is here. TMSO. Drag that out to midnight. And our 4-hour levels will pop on as well. So our current 4-hour is opened low. So out to 22. And we have 2 o'clock. 6 and then 10. I won't extend this out all the way so it doesn't get too blank and messy. PM high lines up with the 1 standard deviation. Do you mean on a lower time frame? Okay. 1 min. They'll break here. SD 4.5. So the same strategy can be used on the 1 minute. I just prefer the 5 minute ends up a lot cleaner and we do get bigger moves. But yeah, into 7 o'clock macro breaks, small displacement here, Q2 open and send. Reaccumulation at 1.5, reaccumulation at 2.5, and that last leg just shoots up straight out of SD 2.5. Looking at the 105 candle. From up here, sorry, hadn't put that one on. So we had 1.5 for redistribution, 2.5. We'll keep these levels on for later as well, just in case. PM high lines up with 1.5. So using this deviation here too, sway coming into Asia also makes it interesting, because whether this, after hitting 2.5 here, whether this does just redistribute. And then continue down to 3.5, 4.5 would be quite interesting too. So if we are looking for shorts today, it needs to be up around this zone. Our OTE, we've got our POC from our fixed range volume profile up here. And if we're looking for longs, we want to be around these areas here in these lower zones. Hey, Yoxter. Thanks for joining in. And yeah, so people that are new here, we're using the previous session to build our puzzle pieces for the current session. So Asia will build pieces up for London, and then London we use for New York. And we're right here. So we're sitting in the center of this daily range. We're interested in shorts up here, longs down here if we get nice change in state of delivery. And we've got that PM standard deviation levels to look over for the day as well until price invalidates it and continues up. Any more questions, guys? Might end the stream shortly. Do I think it's possible to only trade Asia on NASDAQ? Is there any particular strategy or use previous US sessions to formulate your plan? I do not think it's possible to only trade Asia, no. I prefer London. A lot of the time Asia will build the puzzle pieces for a better setup in London later on, if that makes sense. It's hard to get, so there's no consistent strategy that I've been able to find to use every single day in Asia. It just doesn't do what you want. And majority of the time Asia will just consolidate and build it's great when it builds accumulation range to create a power of 3 for London or New York. Yeah, a lot of the time I'm using Asia as a stepping stone for London. Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah. So the main thing I'm looking for in Asia now is just looking for the H4 moves and just trying to stay out of the rest if we're consolidating in between. So if we get a clean change in state of delivery during the H4 moves for an open low high close or open high low close, then I'll be interested to get in. Otherwise, I mostly just want to use Asia as a puzzle piece or mapping tool for a London move, and then get a nice London expansion. Yeah. Yeah, it gets quite draining. We come up and then we're sitting through price action like this. Asia just loves to consolidate like this. And that's where it's good just to step away and then come back for the next 4-hour open. Or wait until London. We had this quarter 2 expansion here on that previous day, and that was only good if we managed to get in here from this quarter 1 break. But yeah, not an easy session for a single consistent technique. So you're better off just working with those higher time frame moves or that 4-hour with the 5-minute breaks. Or we map it out and look for swings of Asia with London. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. Be interesting to see how the rest of the day plays out. If we're just going to consolidate around this midpoint of the daily range, and we just take it piece by piece. No worries, Swag. Thanks for tuning in. It's been great to see you getting into it and doing all your daily reviews. Enjoy hearing about it in the chat. Thanks, guys.